Alright, I got the green light that I am live. Hello everyone. Hello RGL chat. That was quite the the American Idol. I saw that. I've seen it before on my list of Game Boy Advance games before. I've never tried it out, but now after watching that, I'm 100% going to check it out. Yeah, we'll be playing Jackrabbit for the Game Boy Advance, and we'll be doing the cakewalk difficulty for this. So let's get this going in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. So if you're not accustomed to Jackrabbit, my Jackrabbit lore is not as deep as my Shaq Fu lore. But from what I understand, Jackrabbit had 2 games on the MS-DOS, and then they attempted to reboot the series for the Game Boy Advance. However, this is the only game for the Game Boy Advance. So I'm assuming the reboot didn't go as good as they maybe have imagined. Not sure. But the game is actually pretty quick. It's pretty easy to learn as well too. It's a lot of just not killing enemies. And the reason we don't want to kill enemies is because most of the time Jazz has to stop to shoot. Luckily on Cakewalk, oh no, that ain't good. Luckily on Cakewalk, they don't hurt you, and it takes less bullets to take down the enemies, but regardless, we still don't want to take them down. Every once in a while, you'll see me slide and not buffer a helicopter spin. I think it's because my Super Nintendo controller is dying. I had a few record pace practice runs this morning die to simply my B button not wanting to register my little ear helicopters there. So we'll see what happens this round. I'm pretty excited to get shot by a bunch of spit guns here because my B button won't work. So here we're gonna take out that chameleon here, and up here we're gonna get an Uzi. So we want to save this Uzi until we get to the first boss. The reason that is that we can just unload the entire clip into the boss, and then we can just call it a day. The problem with the buffering here as well too, the helicopter ears is what I like to call them, is if you get a shot in the air, there it is. If you get a shot in the air, you lose your helicopter spin. And the reason you might see the menu pop up every once in a while is because I mash A and start to get through the text boxes a little bit quicker as well. So here we go. One of the caveats of some of these levels is we have to go and pull levers to activate not really secret areas, but areas that you don't see until you trigger them. The reason I don't call them secret areas is because you have to trigger them. They're not really secret. But there's our exit. Our exit's always the carrot ship. And the carrot ship is probably the hardest thing to get in and out of because the hitbox in the carrot ship is the exact middle. And sometimes it is just impossible to get inside of it. Alright. I'll wait to get up here. We're gonna wait for Mr. King Chameleon to jump over, get stuck in the wall, then we're gonna unload into him. Then come over and do one more charge. That'll be the end of him. Alright, so here guys, we're gonna be a lot of A and start matching to get to these next text boxes here. Here's the person that we have a crush on. We're just gonna ignore her basically and just move on with life. So here, Keratopolis is under attack by dinosaurs. And these dinosaurs mean some serious business as well too. So if you drop too far, you get to turn into a pancake. It's probably the best part about the game. So here we're gonna get our first key. And what the key's gonna do is gonna open up our door just to get to our lever. Get to the end here. So now we're going to get our second specialty weapon, which is the ricochet gun. There's going to be a bunch of space bucks. We're going to pass them up. We don't buy anything from the shop this run at all. The ricochet gun is probably the best gun in the game. However, you have to be careful on how much you use it because there's limited ammo for this gun. Let's see if we can get the oh, we're not gonna get the skip that way. All right, well, no skip for us today, chat. So if you're really good with your flutter ears, you can flutter to that little angle right there, and you can shoot the target just like a Smash Brothers, and skip pretty much that whole cycle of the floating platform. Also, I found a piece of a level skip, coming up on the next stage here, which saves a significant amount of time. It's a little more probably not marathon safe because we do skip out on some extra lives, but you know, that's Jackrabbit. Alright, so we have to go get the key from the final dinosaur in that hallway. So if you ever played Jackrabbit and trying to figure out where to go for that last key, it's always the final dinosaur. So we're gonna skip that target you just saw there. What that does, that it opens up some space bucks and an extra life for us. And it's pretty nice to have, but not really necessary. If you're ever going to get to the top of the platforms as fast as we can here, get some dialogue about a carrot grenade, try and shoot the guy off the screen, get our blue key, move on to this side here. So here, the first, technically the second dinosaur, but the first dinosaur you're going to kill drops the green key, and from here we can just drop on down, get our quick health, convenient health, even though you don't need it here at the very end, because the turtles are like, oh no, they caught us, and now the dinosaur's like, yeah, I'm gonna take all of your money now and leave. So much for that deal. Here we have a very angry dinosaur. However, we have carrot grenades, and giant dinosaurs do not like carrot grenades. That's the end of the second level boss. So the professor's talking about how he has a flamethrower waiting for us in the shop because we're about to go to a snow planet. This planet is probably the second worst planet in the game simply because of all of the text boxes that pop up. I've been trying to find ways to skip cutscenes and text boxes in the stage since I started running this game, and I still cannot find a way to skip them. It's really unfortunate, but luckily there is a way to make text boxes go faster, so we have that going for us. Thank you, Mr. Green Turtle, for moving. Here we're gonna get a little cutscene. It's gonna show like an army of turtles gonna have to chase after us. The reason we don't really fight the turtles that much is because the turtles actually take a decent amount of bullets to take out. And I just don't have time to take out turtles. It's Mario's job. So what's going to come in handy in the next stage is the Uzi. The Uzi is, in my opinion, probably the second best weapon in the game. Just because of the fire rate on it. Yeah, Mr. Red Show. Alright. It's just a lot of getting to the end here. Jump through the carrot ship because that's just what you do. So this is the second worst stage in the game because of how the game is developed. So what you're supposed to be able to do is use your ear flutter to climb up to the top of the platforms. Typically, you cannot make that jump just by a straight pressing B and jumping. You have to use your ear flutter or your helicopter in order to get Jazz to get enough height to reach that platform. Otherwise, Jazz cannot reach that lever and cannot open the door. In my blind playthrough of this game, that platform alone took me an hour and 20 minutes to get up to. So, yeah, it's a thing. So don't get discouraged if you can't get it your first try, because it is not the easiest thing to know, because the game doesn't tell you that your hover can reach different places or different heights. It's just something you got to figure out. Here we're gonna jump over the flamethrower because we didn't discover it in the shop, and there's a little cutscene that we have to wait through for that flamethrower. So here we're gonna try and get to the one cycle platform here, depending if the turtles want to behave or not. So there goes that platform. We need that platform to get to the upper side here. But we're not gonna make it because the red turtle got in the way. Alright, so let's wait here. We'll shoot some turtles. Make him pay for what he did. Alright. So typically this is where we have caught the platform. Here, it's just pretty much holding left and getting to top of the mountain where our carrot ship. Yep. So this next stage here is where the Uzi comes into handy. So this stage here is kind of tight quarters. So the Uzi makes very quick work of the turtles, but you'll notice that in the top right corner we have limited Uzi ammo. That's why we don't want to use the Uzi the entire time. But here we're gonna go just on a rampage to this cave and just on a murderous spree of turtles. When you get in Jackrabbit's way, man, it's his way or the highway. I don't make the rule. All right, so here we're gonna go get our extra life. In my opinion, this is probably one of the coolest stages because you can just jump through the floors. It makes this section just so much easier to get through. And then here we get the second worst weapon in the game, which is the bazooka. And the reason it's the second worst weapon in the game is because how long it takes to shoot anything with it. So we never use it. You won't see the bazooka at all this playthrough. And technically, hopefully, you won't see the flamethrower this playthrough at all if I can press my buttons correctly. Because the flamethrower is the worst weapon. Alright, so here we got the abominable snow turtle blocking our spaceship here. So we're going to take some intentional damage here and pull that lever right away, because that fire from our spaceship is what hurts the boss. This was probably the coolest boss in the game. By far the best way to fight a boss. Oh, I didn't get the lever. Did I get it? Nope. Alright. Well, you can typically two-cycle the boss if Jazz wanted to pull the lever there. But we'll do a two-cycle. We needed more grenades anyway. Okay, Jazz. Can you please? Thank you. There we go. Alright, that is the end of the snow world. Now we go. And Spaz here is going to talk about. I forgot the final guy's name. Like I said, my Jackrabbit lore is not as deep as Shaq Fu lore. But here we get this like rundown dump world where face off against metal turtles. And you face off against metal turtles. These metal turtles are a menace. Not so much in the first couple stages, but in the final platforming stage. They are an absolute menace, because the way the game works later on is that it becomes very cryptic, and you have to know which enemy to kill in order to activate certain platforms. It becomes one of those games. But stage 1 of this new world is pretty easy. Find a lever and go. This stage here, you have to understand the bunny ear flutter. Jerk. So we can get that blue key up there. And we're going to go down here. So you typically see me start shooting the turtles from the back if I'm running behind them. That's to get them to turn around so they can shoot or do something towards me so I can get over them quickly. So here's the second worst jump in the game. Remember how we had to use our rabbit ears to get to the top of the platform in the snow stage? Well, we have to do that here again to get onto that platform just to get into our carrot ship. And you don't have a lot of run room to get onto that platform, which makes it a little tougher. So here, this is the stage where we have to kill the turtles to figure out which one activates the platform. I typically just kill them all because it's easier. And magic platform appears with some health after just getting absolutely destroyed by one of them. We'll take them out with the Uzis. Alright, the turtle wants to be a jerk, so... This one here is actually not too bad. So this one here, we just kill this turtle. Magical platform appears. Now we have everyone's favorite disappearing platforms. Right. Alright, that's the end of that stage. Now we face off against a giant mech turtle that looks like a combination of the abominable snow turtle and the angry dinosaur that we fought in stage 2. Here we have a bunch of grenades. We're gonna lob a bunch of carrot grenades at them as much as we can, because these grenades are pointless after this boss. Here we're going into the final world. The professor's gonna tell us that that the angry villain at the end stole our girlfriend. We go, oh no. I quickly realized I didn't have any ricochet bullets. So, this is the final platforming stage of the game. Probably one of the coolest platforming stages too. But at least they saved the best for last. A lot of platforms for this one can be turned into, what do you want to call it? Timing platforms. So, I don't think I've ever had that speed burst happen before. That's kind of interesting. There we got dinosaur, dead. Alright, so there's our first caught platform. And if we get lucky with our, okay, well, B button didn't want to work. Shoot ourselves with a ricochet bullet anyway. These little dinosaurs are the worst. Rude. They call you. Alright. So I'm gonna try and keep as much ricochet bullet as possible now. Here's a fall. We may. I did get it. That's unfortunate. Well, there's the flamethrower. Really, God, what a dumb weapon. I'll show you why it's awful. Here's why it's awful. And you're out of bullets. It's just the worst gun ever. Alright. We're up on time. And time. Alright. 16, ain't a bad run. But that's Jazz Jackrabbit for the Game Boy Advance. Like I said, it was the reboot from the MS-DOS games. We save our honey. Jazz gets all the dollars, all the love, moves on with life. Yeah. With that, that is it for me this marathon. Hope you guys enjoyed Jazz Jackrabbit. There's plenty more to come. We have Sharif with Wirehead coming up next, so I'm super stoked. Keep an eye on that.